Caseology sent me a bunch of cases for the iPhone 11 and the Pixel 4 XL to review, so I'm going to go through each and every one of them, go through my thoughts, and give you a closer look. First, I want to go through what they all have in common so I don't repeat myself. All the buttons feel really tactile, so when you press on it, you do hear that nice clicky feedback, so that's a big pro. And second, all of the cases that they sent me feels pretty thin in the hands, so if you are a fan of thin cases, then you should take a look at these. So let's move on to the first case. It's called the Parallax, and I think this is the most prettiest one out of all of them. It's a two-piece design, and the back is made out of a TPU material, and it does have a hexagon shaped design. So when you're running your fingers through the shape, you do feel the concave texture to it. They do have different colors for you to choose from, and I think the black and gold one looks good and it sticks out well. And the green one, I think it looks best with my phone because of the matching color. There's a really thin piece of plastic going around the bumper of the case, and I would say the grip on it feels really good. It's enough where it doesn't feel like it's gonna slip out of your hands. And this may be a good or bad thing depending on the person, but with that bumper, it does keep it a bit more rigid, so it is a bit harder to take off than all the other cases. The next case up is called the Legion. This one, when I held it in my hand, it's a bit thicker, but it's not by much though. It's barely even noticeable. And this plastic piece is what makes it super grippy. So it's a matte finish, but yet it's also reflective on the light. I think the plastic part makes the whole case pretty cool because it's kind of subtle, but yet if you shine it on the light, it's really metallic. On the back of the case, the sides has a more angled cut and not a rounded curve to it. So if you wrap it around your fingers, it does feel like it just fits exactly in your hand. So when I'm using this case, the whole vibe I'm getting is security. It's super grippy, so I don't feel like I'm dropping this or this case is not going to slip out of my hands anytime soon. Next up is a solid flex crystal case, which is just a basic clear case. Nothing too special here, but I do have the speaking version to compare it to. So the biggest difference I've seen is basically the corners have a bit more air to it, so it sticks out more. So it looks like it does have better drop protection. And second is the buttons. It is frosted versus clear. But other than that, they're both really flexible. The back side on the inside does have this like dotted texture to it, which you can't really tell from far away, but you can only see it if you're looking at it super close up. And of course, the best thing about clear cases is that it's showing off the full design of your phone, or you do have a skin like I do and show that off as well. Next up is the Waterfall and Skyfall. I'm gonna put these two in the same section. Both of these cases do have that plastic piece on the back, which for me, I'm not a big fan of because after a month or so, you do get a lot of oil buildup and then there's a lot of fingerprints on the back. How I see the Waterfall is like any clear case, but the back piece is plastic, so at least they do give you an option here. And for the Skyfall, it's more color to it, so it's a clear case, but you do have the bumpers around it to add that flare. So technically, it is a two-piece case. It does have that thin plastic around it, so just like the Parallax and the Legion. And I will also add that it is harder to take off just like the Parallax because of the plastic piece being around the edges. In terms of the grip on the sides on the Waterfall, it's like the Solid Flex where it's made out of TPU, so it's pretty grippy on the skin. And for the Skyfall, the grip on that is really similar to the Parallax because I think they're using the same plastic material. The last case I want to talk about is the Caseology Vault. I think this one is going to be my personal favorite. It is a one-piece TPU case, so it's super flexible and easy to take off. And the best thing I like about this case is the texture on the back. It feels really light and thin on the hands. The corners do have a slight angle to it, so it kind of fits like a Legion, but not too much. It's really monotone and minimal, so it's not too much going on to it, so that's just how I like my cases. So out of all the cases, I think the Caseology Vault is the one I'm going to keep on my phone. But at the end of the day, everyone's different. I would prefer the touch and feel of the case rather than having something super smooth and protective. And speaking of protection, I feel like it's good for accidental drops, maybe drops around the waist area, just because these cases feel more thinner in my hands, so I don't really think about these cases as being super protective. And another note, if you drop the cases with the plastic bumpers like the Parallax and the Skyfall, they will scuff up and they will probably be there forever. But with the cases with the TPU corners like the Legion, those you can easily brush off and it still looks brand new. So overall, I think these cases are really good for the price. Caseology offers a lot of different kind of cases with different types of material. So that is my review of the Caseology cases. I do have S20 versions of these, but I will review that and make a separate video when I have the S20 so you guys can take a look at it, how it looks like with the case on. So please follow me on Instagram, give a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and thanks for watching.